and welcome back. This is Spirit Samurai Show, and this is the greatest quote ever, and it's from an ET. An ET? Yes, get over it, guys. If you're watching this show, hopefully you kind of tune into these crazy, weird, spiritual, energetic concepts and ETs and aliens and woo! Let's go deep down the rabbit hole. Let's not be, ashamed or deny any of this or who cares? Who cares? There's no, it's to me, I live life in knowing. I know. And it's like a lot of people need evidence, like scientific evidence, and it's like, do you know what? I'm wise, I know. It's like an inner knowing. I have an inner knowing. And it's like that intuition. It's like the inner knowing. The inner knowing is our guidance system. And science is beautiful. And science, I love science too, because it's kind of leading us to new realms and leading us over the edge. And it's just beautiful because it's like actually proving that this stuff is real. So it's embracing those both worlds. So, bit of a tangent, but so this is basically the best quote ever. So imagine if you're in a switch, doesn't matter what situation you're in, have this little quote in your phone or, on a piece of paper. And if anyone's in a problem or in any situation, just pull it out and give it to them. Obviously be careful, tune into it. But this quote is epic and, it's epic. It's epic. And I love it. People, it's actually Bashar. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Bashar. He's an amazing channel. So many people go and ask these, for what's the one divine kind of thing that I need to do in my life, and give me the answer. It's but he always pulls back and goes to this quote, and it kind of makes sense. It just makes sense. It's like an inner knowing. You just kind of know, okay, I get it. Yeah, wow. It's the inner navigator. It's our inner navigator to our kind of higher self, and expressing what we're down here on this planet to express, ultimately. So here it is. Here's the quote. All right, you ready? So, act on your highest excitement every moment that you can, with absolutely zero, and I mean zero. Now when Bashar says this, it's like zero, and I mean zero. I love it. Insistence, assumptions, or expectations as to what the outcome ought to be. Zero. And if you just keep doing that and that alone, then the synchronicities in your life will lead you from circumstance to circumstance. You will always be exactly where you need to be, when you need to be there. Your life will become an ecstatic explosion of synchronicity, and you will always expand and expand and expand into more joy. And the more opportunities will present themselves to you with more joy, and you will have more and more inspirations to create more joy. So isn't that amazing? We get bogged down in life, we study things, we study the mind, and there's so many amazing thinkers, and they're in consciousness, and but the way they're doing it is very serious and very dry, and it's like, oh my God, with that limited consciousness, you're gonna get that limited results. But if we, embrace embrace who we really are, embrace our dance, and go out there and where is the limits to love? Really, is there any limits to our love and how deeply we can experience love or intimacy or connection or community, or joy and fun, liberation? Go out there and express and just be what we're here on the planet to be, and have fun and express those joy and moments every moment we can. And if we no longer can, and it's like, you know what, I'm just over all this fun, I just want to sit at home and drink whatever, some water kefir and some little snowballs, and just chill out. That's fine, do that. Keep chasing, keep chasing out those higher joy moments until we no longer can. Now, another friend, I remember he told me, he goes, oh my God, you seem like you're very hedonistic. And I'm like, what? I didn't even know what that word even meant. And I looked it up in the dictionary. It's like someone who's chasing joy moments, and it's like, and it's from a negative point of view. And I was like, oh my God, you know, and it's almost like chasing the pleasure moments, but denying the unpleasurable ones. But I think, you know, I think there's pleasure seekers out there who just go for, you know, the drugs or just go for the pleasure hits, and that's great. But to really go deep within, and this is what, you know, cuts the men from the boys, and where we can really go in and go into our fear. And it's not just joy, it's not just like hanging out with a friend. It's actually going into the fear. And what is it I really fear? Is it something I need to express to my mum? Is it something I need to express to someone? Is it you know, like, you know, because, you know, to me it's embracing all of who we are, embracing the dark light. You know, if there's darkness in there, embracing it and dealing with it directly. And, you know, and also embracing the light, because to me it's the more you go into the darkness, the more you can embrace the light. It's beautiful, you know. And, you know, the word hedonist, I'm like, who the hell made that word up? Like, we need to delete that word from our vocabulary. That's just such a negative word, and it just doesn't encapsulate, you know, like what we're talking about here. We're talking about embracing the both realms and living in this joyous state, and life just becomes magical. Like, wow, I love it. So if you love this episode, subscribe and share, and thank you. Until the next time.